Yes, people! I have returned. So today we're going to be obviously speaking about top four, who has the best chance of winning the league. So let's talk about this and let's do this! Welcome to LFC Red Forever channel, people. Please, you know the drill. Hit that notification button and hit that subscribe button. Subscription helps us grow. The notification helps us upload the video and alert you on a regular basis, even if we go live as well. So please do that for us before we start this stream. So we're going to be speaking about the top four, and we already know who the top four are, which is Man City, Man United, Liverpool and Chelsea. Who's got the force in their team to win the league? You know what I mean? Who's got the power? It's going to be tough. It's going to be tough to discuss because not many teams bought a lot of players, and we're still waiting for the transfer to explode. It ain't long to go. The transfer window to be closed as well. So yeah, as we all know, today Man United announced the signing of Sancho. So that's another strength in their team. Are they going to be a threat? We'll have to discuss that when we come to Man United. So let's start with Man City. Man City are the champions, are the current champions, obviously. Missed out on the Champions League as well. But they haven't bought a lot. And everybody's talking about Jack Grealish and Harry Kane. If they buy those two players, are they going to be a threat? A lot of people say the league is over. The league is over if they buy Harry Kane and they buy Jack Grealish. But I don't know about that. We don't know how football is going to be next season, and especially with the fans back as well. Probably less wins in the league away from home than obviously last season, because when the fans are back, it's more difficult, to get those goals and motivate yourself for the game more than usual, because like you got the fans on you, they're gonna shout abuse at you, and it's gonna be tough to come around that and get a win, because the home team majority of the time wins these games when the fans are around. Yeah, so I don't think it's gonna be easy for for Man City. But you look at their team. I'm only putting what they got right now, if you know what I mean. They got Ederson in goal, they got Kyle Walker and Cancelo as the right backs. They got Diaz, Stone and Laporte, and they got Zinchenko and Mendy as a left back as well. So you got that defense, which is strength in depth, as they always have. They have like two players in every position. I don't know what to make out of City. They won the league by 86 points, and were they deserving champions? Yeah, because majority of the other team dropped, and obviously my team dropped as well, because we was like in the league title race since the beginning of the year, and we just went downhill from there. But I'll discuss Liverpool later on. Yeah, so you look at their midfield, and this is the ones I know of. They got Fernandinho, obviously. They got Bernardo Silva as well, and they're gonna have more strength there as usual. So these three are the ones I think that's gonna be their mainstay, like Gundogan, Rodri, and Kevin De Bruyne. I was discussing in one of the other streams the other day about Kevin De Bruyne from a Man City fan, and he was saying to me, when Kevin De Bruyne plays, the team don't play well together, which means when he plays, it's the team is full of individuals. It's not actually all as one. When he doesn't play, the team performs better because they play as a team. So yeah, it was kind of interesting because I saw that last season. I'm glad a Man City fan brought that attention to a lot of people. Because sometimes, like when you got a main player, he takes all the limelight, and the other players don't like that. Hence why they lose a lot of games and draw a lot of games. Yeah, listen, with Kevin De Bruyne, any team would have him. Let's just be honest here. I would have him. I mean, I know he's a Liverpool fan. If he says I want to go to Liverpool, my boyhood club, I'll take him. I mean, I know he's 30 now, but I'll still take him. He will strengthen my team. And then you look at the front line, Foden, Sterling, and Mahrez. It's weaker than it used to be, yes, without Aguero, 100%. Foden is a young up-and-coming midfielder. But sometimes he plays as a false nine, and he gives problems to defenders with his dribbling ability and his shooting ability as well. But is this what Man City want? I don't know. A lot of people are saying they should get Harry Kane up front, and I've heard the story. They already agreed a fee with Tottenham for Harry Kane. What's Harry Kane gonna bring? That's the question here. We saw him in the Euros. He's a target man, and he could drop off as well. This is what Man City want. I mean, a player like that could do both kinds of things. And Aguero only brought one dimension, which is as a number 9, and there's nothing more after that. He ain't gonna drop deep and get the ball from the midfield and go forward with the ball, is he? He's always gonna be like up front, try to get through the holes. Which Harry Kane is the opposite to that. He's not like a guy who's gonna go through the middle and pace defenders with blistering pace. That ain't gonna happen. That ain't gonna happen with Harry Kane. He's more suited to them than I could admit. Honestly, he's more suited to them than I could admit. If they get Jack Grealish and Harry Kane, they're gonna win more games than they're gonna lose. Let's just be honest here. They're gonna be a big threat here, domestically and abroad as well. So I'll obviously put my point of view about who's gonna win the league probably this season as the stream goes on. So let's move to second place, Man United. So this is the team I know of at the moment, and there's only one different player in there, which is Sancho. So that's what I'll put down. They're still looking for Rafael Varane from Real Madrid to come on board as well. So until then, this is the team I am seeing playing in the Premier League. So they got Henderson in goal, right back, Wan-Bissaka, Lindelof, and Maguire, and Shaw at the back. They have strength. They have strength and depth in their team. They got Bailly and other players in other fullback position as well. So are they a threat? I don't know. I don't know what to make of that defense. Even if Varane comes, what strength is he going to put in that defense that these players don't already have? It's a tough one to say. It's honestly a tough one to say. But you move on to the midfield. You got Pogba, McTominay and Fred, and obviously you got Fred who comes on as well, and then Matic as well. Those players are they league winning title players? I don't know. I honestly don't know what to make of it. Everybody saw what Pogba is all about in the Euros. It's up and down in the World Cup. He was probably one of the best players. In the European Cup, he's a different kind of player. He's a player that plays for Man United majority of the time. So it's up and down with him. McTominay, it's just a young up-and-coming player. He has his moments of glory. He has his moments of doubt. So yeah, you don't know what to make of McTominay either. So yeah, listen, it's tough to say about Man United. They need that consistency, and not only that, it's the manager. I'll speak more about Ole Gunnar Solskjaer as we go along with Man United. So you got Fernandes, Rashford, and Sancho now in the team. What difference is Sancho gonna make that Greenwood would have? I don't know. Greenwood would get you goals. Sancho probably create goals. I don't know if he gets a lot of goals. You know what I mean? Listen, German league and Premier League is two different leagues. You know what I mean? Hence why he went down to Germany from Man City to get a first team place. He done well over there, but there's only one team that dominates over there, and you get Leipzig and Dortmund after that. That's about it, really. You know, there's not a lot to bring into this team Sanchez could bring into this team that Greenwood was already doing, because Greenwood will get you more goals than Sanchez. Let's just be honest here. It's tough. That midfield, is it a winning because I consider Sancho and Rashford the midfielders. Are they winning league winning title players? I don't know. Honestly, I don't know, people. I'm not gonna give you false hope and false the way you see the way you view the players. I don't want to say it in a false way, if you know what I mean. And Sancho's got to prove himself. But I prefer Greenwood, if you ask me, because he gets you goals, he creates goals as well, and he's pacey. And then you look at the midfield, you got Fernandes, Pogba, McTominay, and I heard they're looking at Neves from Wolverhampton. Neves is a lot of teams were chasing him not so long ago. Can he bring a different kind of dimension in the midfield for Man United? Yes, he can, because he's a positional player. He keeps possession and he keeps the ball rolling and he wins the ball back on a regular basis. And he's good long range shooter. Plus, he could take set pieces as well. So if Neves comes, I think they've got more of a chance of challenging for a title, not winning but challenging for a title. And I'll be more convinced with Man United. Cavani up front, I think they need a striker, people. I think they need a young striker. They got obviously Martial there. Is Martial convincing enough to challenge Cavani for the striking spot? No. After last season, no. You know what I mean? With Martial, is up and down. One day he can be the best player in Man United. Next day he could be the worst player in Man United. Yeah, with Man United, it's it's up and down at the moment for me. I don't know. And I say at the end of the stream for you. With Ole Gunnar Solskjaer as a manager, it's gonna be tough to say. I mean, as well. I'll talk about the managers at the end of this stream, obviously. And who's gonna win the league, of course. Let's talk about my team, Liverpool Football Club. This is the players so far we've got in the team. I mean, we've got this is what we've got. I can't go beyond that, because without owners, it's hope. That's all we got. We only hope that we get players. So you got Alisson in goal, right back Trent, Konate, Van Dijk, and Robertson. That's solid. That's if they all fit. You know what I mean? That's if they all fit. That could be the most solid defense. And obviously you got in the centre back positions, you got Ben Davies, you got Matip, you've got Gomez, and you've got Phillips as well as a cover. A lot of people are saying Phillips might go to Brighton. So if he goes, honestly, I'll say thank you very much for what you've done for us last season. Because if it wasn't for people like Phillips, we wouldn't actually be in the Champions League. Honestly, we wouldn't be in the Champions League, because he went to Old Trafford with the team and battered Man United away. 4-2 we beat them with Phillips in defence. Think about that, people. Van Dijk, Gomez, Matip all played at Old Trafford together before. Couldn't even get a win. Always played the occasion. 0-0, 1-1. You know what I mean? And we lose or something like that. That's how it was. But with Reece Williams and sorry, I didn't bring in Reece Williams. Reece Williams will be probably going on loan anyway. That's why he's young enough. He understands how the first team works there. Now go to a championship team and learn the physical side of things. That's what I always say for him. Yeah. So yeah. These two players brought us the Champions League, going away at Old Trafford and winning over there. And most of the first team players couldn't even do that previous seasons. Yeah, so that's the defense we got. That is a solid defense if they all fit. That's what I got to say. If they all fit, obviously Robertson's always fit. Alisson's up and down. Trent is up and down. Konate, from what I've heard, is up and down. Van Dijk is coming back, but when he's playing on a regular, he's always fit. So I can't put him in the Matip category, because he's not in the Matip category. Before that horrific challenge by Pickford, Van Dijk always plays. So you can't really put him on there until he's fully fit again, and we could judge for ourselves if he's going to be a regular starter for the team. Sorry about the noise, people. You know how it is. I have to keep the door open because it's bloody hot in here. Yeah, so we move on to the midfield. We've got Thiago, Fabinho and Henderson. We've got Thiago, Fabinho and Henderson. Before we had, obviously, Wijnaldum in that actual three in the midfield. Wijnaldum's gone to PSG. Have we replaced him? No. We ain't got no one. So this is the players we're going to go with. We've got Oxlade, we've got Milner, we've got Keita as well, we've got Young Jones as well. So these are the players that will be challenging for the midfield area. And is that a strong midfield? In most cases, yes. In most cases, yes. But I still have doubts about it because the three in the middle are injury prone as well. They don't really complete a season. They're going to be out a month here, a month there during the season as well, which worries me more than most. Yeah, so I think we need like a big backup over here for Liverpool Football Club. We're hearing about Saul, the Atletico Madrid midfielder, wants to come to Liverpool. He's a Liverpool fan, he's a Gerrard fan, and he wants to like work for Klopp. If it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, it doesn't. That's how it is at Liverpool Football Club at the moment, people. So I'm not gonna hold my breath. I hope Oxlade does well this season because he had his injury, and now he has to be performing on a regular basis. He's 27 years old, younger than most of these midfielders, but still we need him to come on and do his bit as well for the team. So we move on to the front. We've got these three and plus Jota and Origi still at the club, and obviously Shaqiri as a number 10 as well. So we don't know about Origi and Shaqiri if they're going to be playing for Liverpool Football Club anymore, so I'm not going to really include them a lot in this. So we move on to the front three, which are the regular front three: Firmino, Salah and Mane. Salah is always having a good season. He's always scoring over 20 goals as well, so we can't really complain a lot about him. But he needs to, score decisive goals like a opener or a winner. That's what I want him to do next season. Yes, he gets a lot of goals, but are they decisive enough? No. They have to be deciding games. And then you move on to Mane. Hot and cold last season. Majority hot. Majority cold because he disappeared for a while. Hid behind a blanket somewhere. And I don't know what to make about Mane. But when the fans come back in the stadium, he will perform. I mean, that's how he is. A lot of players only perform when the fans are there, and he's one of them, as well as Firmino. Firmino and him are a partnership with the fans, you know what I mean? So it makes them happy when they got the ball on their feet and the fans are jeering them on, telling them, take him on, and they do some magic, and then they get past players and pass the through ball, eye over the needle pass to Salah, or, like to each other. Things like that. That's what these two do. So I'll predict they're gonna have a better season than last season because the fans are back. That's what I'll predict with these two. And then you got Jota to throw in the Mexico play all three positions. Jota is an outstanding player. Everybody knows about Jota. And the only thing that angers me about him, he needs to learn how to keep possession, and he needs to learn how to let the ball go when it needs to be gone. You know what I mean? He's a good finisher. Don't get me wrong. But he dwells on the ball for too long, and sometimes it can be unpredictable. It can be unpredictable. Don't get me wrong. And put defenders in their minds elsewhere. He could do things like that. Don't get me wrong. But yeah, he is the future. Let's just be honest here. You got obviously Harvey Elliott who's coming in as well. So there's a lot of players we've got coming through. But this is the core team for Liverpool so far. If these players stay fit, I think we've got a chance of challenging Man City. If not, top 4 at best. And I'm not going to give you any more information than that, to be fair. So let's move on to Chelsea, the Champions League winners. This is what I'll put up. Obviously, Mendy in goal. You got Azpilicueta in the right side of the three, and you got Silva in the middle with Rudiger on the left side. Are they strong, this back line? It's a lot to debate. Silva's getting on a bit. Mendy, is he the best goalkeeper? No, he's not going to be very strong, and he can play a good game, but he could play a bad game too. So I still think the goalkeeping position for Chelsea is not very strong, and then you got the three obviously in front of him. On their day, they can be outstanding, but they can be bad as well. So Rudiger can be rash. Silva, with a lack of pace, can be done. Azpilicueta, he has his moments nowadays. He's not as solid as he used to be. Like he's lacking pace as well. So yeah, listen, the European champions for a reason, and are they going to have a good season? I think they will, but are they going to be challenging with that being negative? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what to make out of them. They still need recruitments. They still need recruitments that can change the game for them. So you move on to the midfield. You've got obviously Jorginho and Kante in the middle. These two are good. Let's just be honest. One is a World Cup winner and the Champions League winner, Premier League winner, and the other one is a European Cup winner, Champions League winner. I mean, so they have had their time in football. You know what I mean, so they know what football is all about, and when you need a team to win things. These two, you can't get better than these two. You just can't get better than these two. So you got Chilwell and James on the right back position. Reece James. Two good players, don't get me wrong. Chilwell has his moments. If he faces a pacey striker, pacey winger, he does struggle for a bit because of the lack of pace. James is a solid boy. He can create goals. He can defend well as well, and he's got a lot of pace to burn. But the inexperience sometimes comes into his game, and he makes a few mistakes. Not a lot of mistakes, a few mistakes. Let's just give him that, a few mistakes. Yeah, so those two are not bad. Listen, from Premier League standard, they're good. They could only improve as well. They could only improve. So we move on to the front three, which is Kai Havertz, Werner, and Mount. Let's talk about Mount. Mount had a great season last season. I got to be honest. Everybody was making fun of him because Frank Lampard's favourite player, blah blah blah. You know how it is. He had a great season. Honestly, he had a great season, and he's becoming intelligent. That's what I like about Mount. He's learning as he goes along. It's not always about shooting and dribbling. Sometimes you've got to do that eye of a needle pass, which he's doing, and he's a set piece specialist as well. Yeah, you know what? I've grown to like Mount. I've grown to like. If you're neutral, I've grown to like Mount. So Mount, yeah, I agree. He can bring a lot to Chelsea. And then you got Kai Havertz. I'll move to Werner at the end. Kai Havertz, at the end of the season, he became one of the best players for Chelsea. Can he sustain that, way of playing to next season? We have to wait and see, because he hasn't convinced me yet, if you know what I mean. When players put it on him, is he gonna be one of those players that's gonna be hiding behind a sofa, or is he gonna be that kind of player who's gonna be in front of the line and saying, "You're not gonna bully me. You're not gonna bully me. I'm gonna come and finish you off today." Is he gonna be that? So we have to wait and see. With Werner, a lot of people have given up on him because he hasn't scored like he usually does in German football. Like I said earlier, German football and Premier League is two different leagues. I mean, the Premier League is physical. German league is only one or two teams that actually compete for the title. So yeah, that's why he's finding it hard in the English league. It's not as easy as he thought it was going to be. He's a great player. Don't get me wrong. He's a great player, but he needs to get that confidence up. He's got the pace, people. He's got the pace. You know what I mean? He needs to get. Maybe it's just a one season wonder kind of thing. Not wonder, in a sense, that's it. It's gonna be stuff. Maybe his form. Maybe it's just a one season thing. Just finding out how the Premier League is, and the next season he will score the goals on a regular basis. Maybe that's what it is. But they're looking for Haaland, Chelsea. You know what I mean? They think Haaland is the one who's gonna change their striking ability in front of goal, clinical. Get goals when they're in tight games as well. If they get Haaland, they are title contenders, people, because that's what's missing mainly for them. They need a striker. they need a striker that's going to be, putting the ball in back of the net on more than like one occasion. I mean, it's like if a striker scores, like if there's 5 chances, striker scores 4. That's a proper striker. That's what Haaland is. With Werner so far, is 5 chances, 2 goals. You know what I mean? That's not gonna work. You're not gonna win titles with strike rate like that. So yeah, that's what I got to say about the team so far. But yeah, so let me talk about the actual, like, who's going to win the title and what we're going to see in the Premier League next season. So we've got City, Man United, Liverpool and Chelsea. City's favourites, let's just be honest, people. City are the most experienced team, along with obviously Liverpool, that can win this league. With Pep Guardiola, he's always motivated, like, to get better season within season. Are they going to concentrate more on the Champions League next season? Maybe so. But they messed up in the Champions League against Chelsea, didn't they? So each season, I think they improve. So I'm expecting them probably to be the number 1 team who's going to be favourites for majority of the titles here and abroad as well. Yeah. So City more likely to win the league. Man United, with Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, he's not strong enough, people. You got to understand where I'm coming from. It's not bitterness. It's not like because it's Man United. Nah, he's not strong enough. I'm trying to look from different angles. If Pep and Klopp wasn't here, maybe he can put his name forward, you know what I mean, for winning titles. But when these managers are here, Tuchel as well, I don't know, man. He doesn't convince me enough to be a top manager. He's in a top team, but they need better than that to win league titles. The players Man United have can win titles, but they're not doing it because of what's in front of them. You know what I mean? A manager that calls these players Rashi and things like that, you know what I mean? Like he's their best friend. You can't be best friends to players. If you need a best friend, go and call Lassie. Lassie will come and save the day. That's what you can do. But yeah. Until like Klopp and Pep leave, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is not going to convince me to be like a genuine league title winner. So yeah, I don't think they're going to be challenging next season. And we move on to Liverpool. Jurgen Klopp is back with a smile. He's back to the old Jurgen Klopp that we know. We had a lot of issues last season. Excuses aside, listen, we didn't deserve to win the Premier League. We didn't deserve to win the Champions League. I mean, it was for that season. It's facts. It's facts. You can't lie to yourself. And I'm only bringing you the truth. Yeah. So all that stuff has passed us by. All the issues we had. So now we have to become a force again and show City that we're right there. Last season, people, we had so many injuries. We had a whole team of injuries, yeah? We still topped the league until the new year. You know what I mean? And then we had some more injuries, then we just went downhill from there. Think about that. And now we can have all the top players coming back. Can you imagine what kind of a force we can be if they all fit and, sustain their place in the team? Can you imagine like how much of a force we can become here and abroad? We've got a big squad, but we still have to add quality. I'm not expecting world-class quality, but quality that can help the team, I'm saying, like, that will compete for the first team. That's what we need to do. For Chelsea, they need a striker. They probably need another big centre-back. I mean, like a solid one, like a Van Dijk type, to be a regular challenger for the Premier League and the Champions League. Because if you've got Rudiger, Silva, and Azpilicueta, and and Zuma and players like that, it's not convincing, man. It's not convincing. I'm sorry, it's not good enough. That, for my opinion, anyway. Yeah. So those are the 4 I'm talking about. Other than that, I don't see beyond that. It's gonna maybe Leicester will do something because they're signing the right players for certain positions, if you know what I mean. And are they going to keep hold? Are they going to keep hold of the stars they already got? We don't know. We don't know. If the big clubs keep falling, those players are, their head will be turned. So it's going to be strange. It's going to be strange below that top 4 who can make it to the, that position on a regular basis. You know what I mean? Leicester have done it in the last couple of seasons, but the tail in the tail end of the season, they just disappear on a regular basis. And yes, they have strength and depth now, but what they're going to offer if the other teams improve as well? You've got to think about it that way. You've got Arsenal, you've got Tottenham. Tottenham's got a new manager now. Is he going to do different from Jose Mourinho? I don't know, because he hasn't competed with the top team before. This is a goalkeeper that's going to be, managing a top team. So they need a lot of players, Tottenham. Let's just be honest in it. They need centre backs, they need midfielders, they need a striker, they need wingers as well. So they need a lot of players. They need fullbacks. The list goes on. They are more issue than Leicester. They got more issues than Leicester. You know what I mean? So, and then you got Arsenal. What can I say? Probably top 6, 7 at best. I'm not gonna put them in a pedestal that they're gonna catch the big teams. No. Well, Arteta is the different story. You know what I mean? Arteta is not one of those managers that's gonna wow you when you see him. You know what I mean? Yeah. So I predict the top 4 the way it is. If Liverpool players stay fit, we can challenge Man City. If not, it's more or less like last season, probably Chelsea above us, and then we're going to probably be in the 4th position. That's all I can see in the Premier League, but it depends on us. If we buy well and add on to, if we buy well and the players stay fit in the team, you know what I mean, the top players that is, how are we going to do it? But listen, we had pre-season now. Last season we did have pre-season. Klopp loves his pre-seasons, the marathon running, the marathon, players have to go through on a regular basis, things like that. He likes to work them so hard, so when they come into the new season, they are fresh and they could have that energy to close down on a regular basis. Last season we didn't have that. Last season probably in the first 10 games, and after that we just disappeared. So yeah, people, I hope you enjoyed this. I'm only going to be as honest as possible. Yeah, City are the favourites, let's just be honest here, and after that, it's just a toss of a coin, man. It depends how they recruit and if they fill in those holes that need to be filled in, really. Yeah, that's how to describe it. Thank you for tuning in, people. I hope you like this. Please hit that subscription button. Please hit that like button. And tune in on this regular stuff I'm doing. You know what I mean? Share with family and friends as well. Take care, everyone. Take care. See you soon.